Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I wanted to do a video today for you guys on a question that I get asked a lot, which is whether the health coaching market or the coaching market in general is oversaturated. Is it really possible to make the money you want to be making? Is it really possible to get clients at the rates that you want to be charging? Kind of all these questions, like, can you really make your business work? And if you can, how do you actually stand out and start getting those paying clients? How do you stand out from the other people out there and stand out to the people you want to be working with and start getting those paying clients? Like, is the health coaching and coaching market, health coaching, life coaching? I work with people that are doing both, no matter, kind of what your background is. People kind of go in both directions, which is fine. But really, is the coaching market oversaturated? And I get asked that question a lot because a lot of people, I think as coaches, we see everyone else online doing coaching and we're like, oh my God, there's so many coaches. They're all over the place. Like, the marketplace is oversaturated. There's too many of them. Because really there is a lot of coaches that are more people than ever becoming coaches right now, right? Like, coaching is a fairly new field, and it's definitely growing like super quickly. And so for a lot of us, we're seeing all these other coaches and we're like, oh my gosh, like, there's so many. Can we really make our business work with all the people that are doing coaching? So my answer to that question is that the coaching marketplace is not oversaturated, because think about it this way. You're just basing that off of how many people you're seeing online who are coaching and just kind of like the online world. But if you think about, like, in your life, how many people do you know, like, in your life that are actually working with a coach? If you think about that, I'm guessing it's probably not very many. Like, I know for me, I like people that I know, like, besides the people that I know in my online life, like the people I know, like, in my actual physical life, like, not very many people are working with coaches. And so if you think about, like, if everyone you knew was working with a coach, then yes, like, the marketplace is oversaturated, but that's not the case. So I think when you think about it that way, it really helps answer that question and really brings, like, some perspective to it, because we have to think about stepping away from, like, just what we're seeing online. And if you're in, like, programs and you're surrounded by all these other coaches and you're friends with all these other coaches, it looks like everyone's coaching and there's so many coaches out there. But when you compare it to, like, the actual population, and if you think about how many people you know are working with a coach, like, barely anyone. So it isn't a problem of the marketplace being oversaturated at all. So if you guys are on, say hello. So I wanted to put that out there and let you guys know that, because I think kind of shifting your perspective around that really helps. Because a lot of people ask me, like, can I be successful doing this? Can I be successful being a coach? I get people reaching out to me and asking me that. And my answer is yes. Yes, you can be successful being a coach. And no matter what kind of niche you want to be in. Well, I should say, as long as you know, like, that it's a profitable niche. But yes, you can be successful being a coach. And it's the same thing. Like, it's like someone asking me, can I be successful being a doctor? Can I be successful being a lawyer? Like, yes, you can be very successful doing those things, but you can also be very not successful doing those things. So it isn't, I don't think it's ever a matter of the profession or the occupation or what you're doing, or really, like, the saturation of the marketplace. That does not determine your success. And really what does determine your success is learning how to actually run a business and market yourself, and really being, like, persistent and consistent and putting your full effort and totally believing in yourself. That is what is going to allow you to be successful as a coach. So it never is a matter of the occupation. Like, you can be successful doing anything you want, as long as you're fully invested in it and do everything in your power to make it happen. I believe that 100%. And I also believe that whatever it is that you're being called to do, like, that's your intuition speaking to you and telling you, like, this is what you're meant to be doing. And when your intuition tells you that, it also means, like, you can be successful doing that. Your intuition wouldn't lead you down some arbitrary path that isn't what you're meant to be doing. So I would say, like, keep that in mind, because so many people get so stuck in their self-doubts and comparison and, all those pieces, and really end up holding themselves back and just thinking, oh, everyone's doing this, there's too many people out there. Hey, Kyla, wonderful advice, thank you. And Sandra, you're thinking about becoming a health coach. Awesome. I love it. Coaching is amazing. I love coaching so much. I had worked with a coach before I decided to get into coaching and become a coach. Changed my life. I have continued to work with coaches since then. I think coaching is the best thing that someone could possibly invest in, because it changes who you are and then changes your whole life. I really think it's the key to, like, everything, because mindset and how we're thinking is the key to everything in our life, our health, our finances, our relationships, everything. And that's why I really believe that coaching is going to continue to grow, and that more and more people are interested in coaching and willing to invest in coaching, because as the internet has become so widespread and people are using it all the time, we have so much more availability to information. And I think knowing what's possible for us, and that we don't have to stay stuck, or we don't have to settle. And so you just see, like, more and more people are opening up to really wanting to improve themselves and not settle for a life that they're not happy with. So that isn't everyone, of course. Like, there's plenty of people that are just going through the motions and they're perfectly fine, won't make any changes. But there's a lot more people nowadays that are really getting interested in personal growth and, entrepreneurship, and just, like, creating the best life that they can. And so that's where coaching, like, really shines, and where we can really help people. So I think keep that in mind when those little doubts are popping up for you. So let me know if you guys have any questions on that, if it's resonating with you. And then I wanted to really dive a little bit into, now that you can kind of see, like, okay, the market isn't oversaturated, and I can be successful doing this if it's something that I really feel called to do. How do you actually, like, stand out? How do you stand out in, I'm not going to say, like, the online marketplace can be somewhat crowded, yes, but like I said, not really when you compare it to the whole population. So how do you stand out to those people that you want to be working with, or you're meant to be working with? And I think, like, this is really, really, really important, and truly where most coaches get stuck, and why if they do end up having problems in their business, or really struggling to get their business going, that this is why. And the number one thing is not having an ideal client or specific niche or area of specialty. You hear me talk about ideal client all the time. It's like a broken record, but it's truly so important. You never want to market yourself as a coach or a health coach, right? Because the thing is, like, most people aren't out there searching for a coach or a health coach. Some people might be, but typically they're not. What they're searching for is a solution to a problem that they have. So we need to be specific about who we help and what we help them with, so that when we're marketing, it's appealing to people. Because people are out there searching for solutions. I mean, there's people out there Googling all freaking day, or YouTubing, like, how do I do this? How do I fix this? How do I, overcome this problem? Think about it that way, because that's what people are looking for, and that's what they're willing to invest in. So instead of marketing yourself as a coach or a health coach or a life coach or however you want to, say it, like, you really want to market yourself as someone who helps people with this specific problem. So let me know if that's making sense to you guys, but it totally changes everything for you. And I find so many people come to me and they're so general with who they help and what they do. And it's really kind of like arbitrary and just like, I help people get healthier. I help you create your best life. Like, that doesn't mean anything to people. And that's not what people are out there searching for. They're out there looking for solutions to problems. So that's really how we need to speak to people and how we need to market in order to be really something that people are willing to invest in. And that people are like, yes, I need this. Like, I need to work with you. So I want you to keep that in mind when you are starting your business and when you're thinking about, how am I going to stand out? So really knowing that ideal client, who specifically you're working with, what problem that you're helping people solve. So always start there. And then after that really comes like your messaging. So really like nailing your messaging and speaking to your clients in a way that is going to connect with them and speak to them where they're at now. So you have to kind of go back, if you're working with someone who's been like on your journey, you need to go back and look at like, where are these people now and how do I speak to them in a way that's really appealing and really hitting home on like what's going on for them. Because a lot of us speak above our client or use like medical jargon or coaching jargon or speak to a point beyond where they're at now or be too like wishy-washy about it, and the message just doesn't connect with people. So we really need to work on that messaging and make sure that we're speaking like I like to say using the words of your client, like what would they say about what's going on for them. That's how we need to speak in our marketing. And that's how it's really going to connect with people. So when people actually see your messaging, see your marketing, see, your posts or anything you're putting out there, they're like, oh my gosh, like she knows exactly what's going on for me. She totally gets it. And I 100% believe because she gets it and really understands that she can help me. So it really shifts things for you, and it really shifts your marketing because you don't at all have to be salesy or pushy like so many of us get scared about. It's really about having really awesome marketing so that it's really connecting with your ideal clients and that they're like, she totally gets it. She gets it. She gets what I'm going through. And she has been there and can help me. And so that it changes everything for you. It really does. So that messaging and really getting that on point is super important. So if that's something that you find yourself struggling with, I actually have a free guide on that. It's the Ideal Client Guide and Messaging Guide. So I'll put a link to that around this video, so make sure you download that if that's somewhere where you're getting stuck, and actually go through and do the exercises in that guide. Because it really walks you through figuring that out. Sandra, let me see what you're saying. Yeah, Sandra, so you're in the Netherlands. So actually I have another client I'm working with a client right now that's in the Netherlands. So it's not a problem. I work with clients all over the world. It isn't a problem if it doesn't matter if people know what coaching is or not. It really doesn't. And truly in the US, like, it seems like everyone maybe knows what coaching is online, but if you talk to people like out in the real world, most people are not really familiar with coaching. They've never worked with a coach. They don't really know about it. So I don't really think it matters where you live. What really matters, it goes back to solving a problem for people, right? That's what people are going to invest in. So you need to be really specific about what problem you're solving for people, no matter where you live. And as long as you do that, you're not selling coaching, you're selling a solution to a problem. So let me know if that makes sense, Sandra. But that takes that takes that out of the equation. It doesn't matter if you call yourself a coach, a health coach, I say like a magic genie, a unicorn, whatever you want to call yourself, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're talking about the problem that you help solve. That's really what matters. So I would never market yourself like necessarily as a coach, and that's really what you're talking about. It's about talking about what it is that you do. So, oh gosh. Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second. My dog's about to make a leap, and I need to save him. Don't jump. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so he was up here. We'll have him say hello. But he was up on the window seat, and I didn't want him to jump down. This is Bailey. He's mad that it's cold and snowing. So, okay. So then the next piece, and this is really going to help you stand out as well, is this is really what makes you stand out, is bringing in the authenticity piece. And you saw, if you're in my group, you might have seen I did a post on this yesterday, but really about the power of being authentic and how like bringing in you and your personality and your interests and your skills is going to make you really stand out to your ideal clients and make you stand out in, from everyone else that is out there, and to make people want to work with you. So both having the ideal client and the messaging, but also really bringing in who you are, like your personality. I was talking about this yesterday on a call with my clients, and some of them were saying, really, like I'm someone that's funny, like I like to joke around, I'm sassy, or I swear, or whatever. I'm like, bring this stuff into your marketing, bring this stuff into what you're putting out there, because it's really going to make you stand out to the people that you're meant to be working with. And really, like, we're all looking for real, right? Like there was a time where I think more like polished and photoshopped was like the way to go, and that's kind of like what we saw more of online, and was maybe more appealing to people. But I think now people are really kind of like smartening up to this, and people just really want to connect with someone that they really feel like a connection with, and someone that feels real to them. And for me, like, this has really been something that has helped in my business. And because when I was getting started, I was looking at like everyone else who was coaching. First I was doing health coaching, but then when I switched over to the business coaching, I'm like, oh my gosh, like all these people are super polished, like dressed up, and doing these videos that are like super fancy. And I was just like, like, how do I do that, or how do I stand out? Or and at first I was like, oh, I need to try to be like them. But then I was like, no, I'm just going to be me and do my thing. And, it's really what has helped me grow my business and stand out, is because I'm just being authentic and I'm being me and not trying to be someone else or follow in someone else's footsteps. And it's something that I hear from people all the time when they find me, is that I'm just, down to earth and authentic, and they feel like they can connect with me. And so I love that, because it's just, all I have to do is just be myself. And that's all you have to do in your business, is just be yourself and really let your authenticity shine. And I think it really makes you stand out to the people that you're meant to be working with. And it just makes you a lot more like personable and approachable. And, we all just want to connect. Like that's such like a human thing, and that we want to connect with people. And so when people feel like they can really connect with you, like it really helps as far as, you being very appealing for someone to want to work with. So Kyla, love the authenticity factor. Never thought about it. Yeah, the authenticity is huge. So no matter what you're doing or who you're helping, just let your personality and your interests really shine through everything that you're doing. Like all of you guys probably know that I'm like obsessed with hiking and nature, and because I post stuff about it all the time, but a lot of my clients are too. So it's like awesome, because we have that connection, right? So just put it out there, be yourself, and don't feel that you have to fit into like some sort of mold of who you're supposed to be. And then along with that too, I would say this is so important and truly will change things for you, but stop looking at what everyone else is doing. Stop looking at how they're doing it, what they're doing, what they look like, what they're saying, like their websites, like all this stuff. If you stop looking and comparing yourself to other people who are coaching, it's going to open up the space for your own intuition to speak to you, for your own creativity to shine through. And it's really going to allow you to be authentic and for you to just be yourself and to shine in that way. So I would say, like, because a lot of us get stuck in this comparison thing, never feeling good enough, feeling behind. And so you have control over that. And what you can do is just take action by stopping looking at what everyone else is doing. Just stop doing it. Just say, just be aware of it, be aware that you're doing it, and just say, I'm going to stop doing it. Because I used to do this all the time and I just stopped. I was just like, no, I'm just going to be me and do my own thing. I don't need to look at what anyone else is doing. There isn't a right way to do it. And just going around and looking at everyone else's stuff just fills your head with everyone else's stuff. And then you lose yourself in that process. So just stop doing it. It will help you so much, I promise. And then the last piece that I would say, really about just like being successful with your business and really, standing out is just courage and tenacity. Like courage to be yourself, courage to put it out there, courage to speak your truth, and the tenacity not to give up and to be persistent and to just keep doing it and being yourself and not giving crap what anyone else thinks about you. And that really is, I think, like the last piece that I think is super important and makes a huge difference. So that's what I got for you. So really, like, the fact that, it isn't oversaturated. Competition is not a real thing. And it's really just a matter of being yourself and really getting honed in on your messaging and your ideal client. And that's really all you need to do to really stand out and get those paying clients you really want. So if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. If you catch the replay and you have any questions, let me know. If you're feeling really stuck with like, ideal client and your messaging, or like what actions do I actually take to start getting me out there in front of my ideal clients so I can be myself and start speaking my message and but getting it in front of the right people and getting those clients. That's really what I help people do is help you figure out, like, how do I get in front of those people that I want to be helping and start building up your community and your tribe of those ideal clients so that you have clients to work with. And you're getting in front of the right people and not just like your friends and family, because that isn't going to help you grow your business. You need to reach beyond that. You can get started that way, but you need to reach beyond that to actually have a sustainable business where you can make a consistent income. So that's really what I help people do. And if you want support with that, or you want to know like what that looks like and how that works, I invite you to sign up for a free business breakthrough call with me. And I will put a link around this video and you can just click on that and book a spot with me. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you everyone who joined me and for your questions. Kyla, I'm glad you found it helpful. And Sandra, I hope you did too. And anyone else that is watching as well. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'm going to go play in the snow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to. It's too cold. I'm not ready yet. Maybe later. I already was out earlier today in the snow when I went to yoga, but maybe later. So thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.